some noise for the other co-director of tonight's show, Mr. Chris Soukup.
Alright, you guys having fun?
Fuck you!
And you too, sir. Oh, Chip, it's good to meet you too, buddy. So it's nice for me to be around adults tonight. I spend most of my time around my kids these days. I think my son just turned 4 to his first day of soccer last Saturday. He about 15 minutes in comes up to me and goes, "Dad, I want to quit." And I was like, "Oh, why, buddy?" And he goes, "I hate playing soccer." And I was like, "Oh, dude, I hate bringing you to soccer." But you can't quit, because if I let you give up on this right now, your mom's going to yell at me. And I hate that worse than you hate soccer. So. Back out there, champ. I'm sure there's other reasons you're not supposed to let your kids quit stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing. We got a puppy, there was like 20 different trainers you could take it to learn how to raise a dog, but have a kid on your own. No idea. My wife and I always wanted to have 4 kids, until we had 3 kids. Nope. She looked at me one day and goes, "I don't think we should have any more kids." And I was like, "I couldn't agree more." She goes, "No, I mean like we should make sure that we never risk having kids again." And I was like, "Again, I could not agree more." She goes, "Good, so you'll get a vasectomy?" And I was like, "Whoa!" I thought we were just talking about getting divorced. So I got a vasectomy. Vasectomy is kind of weird because it puts you into some uncomfortable situations. My wife had to drive me to the appointment, so I had to call her mom and ask her to come babysit. She was like, "Sure, why?" And I was like, "Ooh, I'm actually getting a vasectomy." And I felt terrible telling her because it's like the same thing as going, "Ooh, I'd like to continue having unprotected sex with your daughter." But no more grandkids. Be here at 1:15. The vasectomy itself wasn't bad. It's like 20 minutes in and out, and then it's supposed to be a 2-day recovery period. I got a little concerned though, because 3 days later I looked down and my left testicle was a little bit swollen, while the right one was the size of a grapefruit. They tell you to wear loose-fitting clothes, so I put on sweatpants, but I should have gotten a fucking parachute, because it's not loose enough. It was horribly painful. They had to put me on oxycodone, and I still couldn't get out of bed for 2 weeks. Pretty sweet gig, to be honest. If you had told me that I could lay in bed and watch Netflix while my kids and wife wait on me hand and foot for 2 weeks, and all I have to do is let some guy horrifically mutilate one of my testicles? Sign me up. Kinda wish vasectomies wore off. Come back in every year and get another little staycation. so uncomfortable. A couple months after you heal, you have to go back in and get tested to make sure you don't have any swimmers left. So I go in, the nurse is like, here's the cup. She goes, do you need a magazine or anything? And I was like, no, I think I'll be just fine, thank you. She was like, okay, gross. Be right here in exam room 1, and I was like, really? Exam room 1, right here by the nurse's desk. That's the masturbation station in this hospital. There isn't a dark shame room in the back that's a little isolated you can put me in? She's like, don't worry, we can't see or hear anything, but I can still hear them pretty good, so. And like, even though the door is closed, they can't see you, they still know what you're doing in there. And you get a little self-conscious, you're like, how long seems normal? I can get in and out in like 30 seconds if I need to, or I can light a couple of candles, put on some Boys to Men, and like, thoroughly enjoy myself. Ultimately, the thing wasn't that bad, and it really just impressed me more with how tough my wife is, because my vasectomy was like 20 minutes long. I took a shitload of drugs, still had to be in bed for 2 weeks. She labored for 15 hours to have a 10-pound baby at home with no medicine, and then cooked dinner 2 hours later. Even though the chicken was kind of dry. She's here. It's important to maintain roles in a relationship. We have our roles. Like, I always choose where we're gonna go out to eat. Because I'll like ask her where she wants to go, and she'll go, I don't care, anything's fine, you decide. So I'll be like, okay, there's a Chipotle right up here, and she's like, too spicy. I'm like, well, you decide how spicy they make it. And she's like, I know, but what I like there is spicy, so I don't really feel like that. Something else, anything else is fine though. I'm like, Olive Garden, and she's like, a little too heavy for lunch, so many carbs. She's like, really though, anything besides those two, anything else would be fine. I'm like, Buffalo Wild Wings, and she's like, so greasy. Can't you just pick somewhere normal like Applebee's? And how about Applebee's? She's like, well, if that's what you want. So yeah, I always decide where we go out to eat. She decides stuff too though, like she always gets to pick when we're gonna fight. We're like 8 years in and I've still never gotten to choose that, like when we're gonna start a fight. I just walk in sometimes and we're in one and I didn't even see it coming. You gotta always like look over, it's a lot like being in prison, really. Just jump off at any time, and it's hard, you know, it's just a hard thing. She also always decides when I'm gonna get a vasectomy. Also her role. It's weird too when you don't know what's going to start a fight, so like I'll find myself checking with her, like Adam wanted to go out for lunch to talk about the show the other day, so I called her and I was like, hey, Adam wants to go out for lunch, would that upset you? And she goes, why would that upset me? And I was like, I don't ever understand why anything upsets you. One of those things that might go whatever reason. She asks me stupid questions too, though, sometimes. Like the other day, I woke up early, so I decided I'd make a really big breakfast, right? And I got it all ready, and she came downstairs, and I gave it to her, and she goes, "You didn't poison the food, did you?" Like, it felt like she didn't even appreciate how much work really goes into poisoning someone. First, you would have to do a lot of research online to find the best poison to use. It's called botulinum toxin. It's basically the same thing as Botox. But then you'd have to find a crooked plastic surgeon that would sell it to you. And good luck trying to find one of those within 400 miles of Monroe. There's only one, and he's really expensive. Then you have to put on a hazmat suit and a fucking respirator while I try to sneak it into her food, and I go through all this trouble, and then she asks me if I poisoned it right as I give it to her. I'm like, ah! You got me. Stupid question. Getting older, been working out a lot lately. Starting to see some results. It feels good, you know. I'm finally like not just looking like a fat guy who wants to get into shape. Finally starting to look like an in shape guy that got fat. That's how you know you're really fat too, is when you're still pretty fat. And people see you, they're like, holy shit, you look amazing, you know? I'm still pretty fat, and they're like, losing or not. Like, if you saw me tonight, like, I don't know you, like, I didn't walk out here and you're like, holy shit, that guy's thin, right? You're like, yeah, I was like a fucking kind of fat guy, probably, right? You, right there, you. I'm fat. It's cool, bro. Yeah. Like, people that know me see me, they're like, holy shit, you sick? Lazy must I be that that's their first thought, is that something's going wrong. Lots of stuff changes as you get older. I no longer get road rage. Now I find myself getting like grocery store rage. I went to the grocery store yesterday to get a gallon of milk, and I like ran in there and I was running up to the express lane. And like it was open, and I was getting there, and then this lady with a full cart like cut in front of me, and I was like, motherfucker. So I'm like, okay, she's gonna see me and she'll let me go, right? She's gonna do the right thing here. So I kind of like start dancing around and like making a little like, and I got the money out and shit in the gallon of milk, and she like does this slow like look at me thing, and then pretend like she didn't see me, and keeps unloading her cart, and I'm like, you bitch. You better let me go. And I know she saw me now, but she's like still unloading her shit, right? And the checker like gives her the out. The checker like looks at her and then like looks at me, and then she looks back at her and then looks at me again. And the lady's like nods like, let's do this. And the checker like looks at me like, no, right? I'm like, right? So fucking lady, the cashier starts checking this stuff, right? And the lady just stands there, and there's no bagger because it's the fucking express lane and there doesn't need to be a bagger. So she just stands there and watches all of her shit pile up on the other side, and she's not gonna bag it because that one part of this like very self-service experience is beneath her, right? Like she just walked around a grocery store for 35 minutes picking up cans and shit, putting them in a grocery cart like a fucking homeless person. But bagging groceries is beneath her. She's like, oh, I mean, sure, I'll drive to the store and park a quarter-mile away and then walk around the store collecting all the items, then unload the cart onto the conveyor belt, then take all the bags out to my car and load them into my car, then drive home, carry all the bags into the house, then I'll unbag the groceries, put them all away, but no. I don't bag groceries. Do you know who I am? right? And then, so the fucking cashier has to come around and bag the groceries for her. Well, the lady just stands there and watches, right? And then the cashier comes back around, and the lady goes, "I'm gonna write a check." My fucking head explodes, right? And I'm like, and now I'm pissed off at the grocery store because they shouldn't take checks in the express line. It should be cash or card only. Like, it shouldn't be fucking gum and chips and magazines and shit to distract people. You should go in the thing, and it should be like a fucking, it should be a slide that you go down. And like, if she's cashing and you hit 15 items and go to 16, like a fucking trap door opens up and you fall down like a demon in a restaurant. You're like, what happened? Did I hit 16 items? And now I'm like fucking bottled up with all this rage, right? Because this lady made me 4 minutes late to somewhere I don't even fucking want to be. And I hate it that I can get this angry about something, right? And I start imagining these terrible things. Like, I'm not a violent person, right? So I'm not like imagining hurting this lady or anything, like I'm gonna shoot her or anything, but like, if a shooter came into the store, if I'm fucking running for my life and she falls, I'm not gonna drag her, I'm gonna fucking kick her on my way back. Make sure I get out safe because I don't fucking back my own groceries. Sorry. I hate the grocery store. Thanks, bro. I found out some bad news recently. Turns out I'm a millennial. I'm like the first millennial. I'm a millennial by like 15 minutes. I'm like the very first. It just means I'm super out of touch with the rest of my generation. What a bunch of crybabies we are. Even the name millennial sounds weak, right? Like before us, Generation X. Sounds like a team of punk rock zombie hunters, like live in an abandoned warehouse somewhere. Before them, baby boomers, pretty cool, right? The generation before that, my grandpa's generation, I swear to God, is called the greatest generation. I learned that when I asked my grandpa what generation he was a part of, and he goes, "Shut up, you pussy." I'm just working on a joke for the comedy show. You should do a bit where you get up there and pretend to be a man. So then I Googled what that generation was called. Before that generation, they didn't name them. They didn't need to. People didn't live long enough. You were either young or old. There was no third thing. People had kids or they had parents. Nobody had both. Man, those other generations were cool too. The greatest generation, born during the Great Depression, marched uphill to and from school. Fought and defeated the Nazis in World War II, and then came home and plowed their wives and made the baby boomers. Baby boomers shot out of the womb with their hard hats on, straight onto the factory floors, building Fords. Went home from work, plowed their wives, made Generation X. Generation X was all about counterculture. They skateboarded everywhere and got tattoos and tried cocaine. My generation came along and were like, "You're gonna need a graduation party from kindergarten." And we don't talk to each other, we just text. They should call us Generation Ruin the English Language, Generation fucking winky face. God, I hate that name, millennials. Generation X sounds so cool. And we were Generation Y for like 3 years, and a couple too many of us put on skinny jeans and are like, nope. The music was so much better. They lost better musicians. The baby boomers lost musicians like Jimi Hendrix and John Lennon. Generation X wept over Kurt Cobain, Biggie, Tupac. My generation can't get rid of Justin Bieber. They should have called us Generation What the Fuck. We would just change it to WTF. Generation X catches all the breaks too. They don't even have to worry about their email getting hacked because even Russia knows nothing important's ever been sent to a Hotmail account. That does it for me, you guys. Thank you so much.
He may be a millennial, but he's funny. Make some noise. Chris Soukup.
All right, I want to thank you guys again for coming out tonight, but we got to say a couple other things.